canvases are printed on a 64-inch Epson SureColor Pro P20000 with the 10 cartridge archival ink, also known as a giclée print. The canvas itself is a matte white cotton poly blend. It's 6 foot tall and 2 foot wide. So the main difference between the canvases and the original is that the original is made out of solid wood. Alright, so these canvases are 6 foot tall. The original solid wood canvas. The canvases came out pretty good. They're a little bit more vivid. This is a little bit duller because of the medium used. Since this is wood, I could stain it black. And all these people are the people that's gotten me this far in knowledge. These are all hand engraved with a Dremel. This is cut out with a router. So the canvas backs are just regular canvas. I used some leftover epoxy. The limited edition of 88 won't have the epoxy on there. It's too heavy and flimsy. But they got the same decal except with the stretcher bar right here. So we'll get a close-up of the names a little better. And then we'll start down at the bottom of the regular canvas to get a better view of things. Alright, here's a better view. We'll start at the bottom because it'll make more sense that way. So one of the first things to point out is the 369 around the Q. Energy, frequency, and vibration. In the background here, it's JFK and JFK Jr. underneath the desk. He used to always let his son play in the Oval Office. Well, Trump did the same thing with his grandson. Of course, down at the bottom, you got the Ripple logo, or the Ripple drop. That's why you got the water and the liquidity dripping right there. So all this area is kind of business oriented. You got Rosie dripping off the rose here, and that's for Rosie Rios, which was the Treasurer of the United States, also known as the currency maker. And she left the government and went to work for Ripple. She makes the currency. XRP is the world's currency. And then obviously I got XRP there and Thor's hammer with the triskelion. That's where Ripple gets its logo. So over to the right, you got this giant clock timepiece. And you kind of got a reference from Neo in the Matrix. He's stuck in time behind the mirror, looking out at the fifth dimension realm where the white rabbit is with the on-off switch. And that was one of our big decodes, is the flip of the switch. At a moment in time, at a blink of an eye, the transformation will happen. So that clock also says QFS 1776 Constitutional Edition. It stands for Quantum Financial System, but back to our roots, 1776 Constitutional Law. Like I said, I've been working on it for 3 years. And I also did a light signature down there in the clock, kind of reference myself, looking out at the 5D realm, stuck in the third dimension of the Matrix. Down in the corner, you got the chess piece for 5D chess. You got Arthur Britto down there in the ripples of the water. Arthur Britto is the other secret developer that worked alongside David Schwartz and Jed McCaleb and a few other people. Very few people in the industry even know that name. And over here, Trump and the Kennedys and even Princess Diana, all these people were related. Elvis, Having a brain fart. There's some more. You know what I mean. Alright, so up here you got the Songbird right in the middle, and that's for the Songbird network that we received from the Flare network when the XRP ledger had the snapshot. And this is all before the lawsuit, the SEC bullshit, and I was there for that snapshot. Over to the right, there's the all-seeing eye. Above it is more clock. Right in the middle, that's a reference to Back to the Future, Marty coming back on the timeline. The ship is named Princess Diana, and it's coming ashore with a boatload of bricks of gold. Don't get distracted by the 322 sign. Judy Shelton's initials are on the bricks of gold. And all the way in the background in the middle, there's the 3 pyramids, referencing the 3 mountains that we always had in our decodes that said, "So it begins." And that was the transformation of the wealth system of this realm. You got Zeus in the middle with his bolt of lightning hitting London. As London fell. London's already fallen long ago. So right here is Turing complete, which is Alan Turing. So all these ribbon things are to represent the Turing machine. In the physical example, kind of mimics that. And you got the reference from Back to the Future, 88 miles per hour. Also 1988 when David Schwartz filed the patent for a distributed ledger computer system. Then you got the train number 131 up there. So up here now you got the Bart Simpson decode. In our decodes, it was written XRP to hit 589. And 589 stands for multiple things. It's not just a price. That would be the price of XRP with just the Nostro Vostro accounts. So that's like a starting point. The real price of XRP is higher than that already. That's what people don't understand about the private and public ledgers. 589 right there with Bart also means a time and place, a point in the realm on the timeline. But over here you got the all-seeing owl with Christine Lagarde's initials right there, also my initials. Up here with the dove, you got the Nasara Jasara. That's, debt forgiveness, bringing back people's sovereignty, giving back to the humanitarian cause of why we're here in this realm. Nasara stands for national, and Jasara means global. The global part is already done, and now the national part is what you're seeing unfold, and why we got the truth movement, and everything looks like it's in shambles, but it couldn't be further from the truth. Everything is pristine and perfectly on point. Right above Bart in the 589, you got an old picture reference of Brad Garlinghouse from Ripple Labs, way back when he was talking about the Phoenix and the bear, the bearable guy. And if you look closely enough, you got the open coin, the old names. You got Jeds or drops up there on the board, which people don't even know that was even an option back then. Then over here to the right, you got me and my 3 kids taking our journey through time up to the Rainbow Bridge, through the realm, and you can see that we broke through time. The clock's all broken. This is a Bell Labs. This has to do with Unix time and Ripple time, a thing called system time, and it was from Alexander Graham Bell. But since the year 2000, we've been on rippled time. Most people don't even know what that is. But that's also the year that our rainbow generation started for these children, was the year 2000. Right here I got the globe and the clouds and the other worlds colliding. We got the Phoenix, which is the death and birth of a new beginning, and that's what this has been about this whole time. Not just financial or political or governmental, even about our presidents. But in our decodes, we always had a castle. So there's the castle and the Phoenix breaking loose. And if you follow this path up past the castle, it leads to the Rainbow Bridge to Asgard. And in the clouds, you got Odin back there with his third eye. You got David Schwartz over here referencing not only his third eye, but captain of the ship, the bearable guy up here. He's looking down at the Phoenix. Back over here, you got ISO 20022. That's basically just a standard messaging operation system that our new currencies use. XRP, all of them. All of them are ISO standard. You got ODL right there for on-demand liquidity. Ripple, the company, is the only one that has the patent for on-demand liquidity. No other crypto company out there has that. And then in the middle there above Asgard, you've got our ancestors of the Palladians, Andromedans, Orions, the messengers of Law One, messengers of the source. And most people don't know this, but all the crypto platforms are ran by a Palladian or Andromedan or one of the higher ups. They were put in place there for humanity to move forward. And you couldn't be involved in any of the currency blockchains or the digital asset system for humanity without being a good soul, a part of the Palladians, Andromedans, the ancestry there. That's who is above us in the system. And now there's starting to be places around the world that you can go find out what your ancestry is, what your gene code is, what your frequency is, your vibration. There's places where you can tell your lineage to any of those, whether you're a Palladian, Arcturian, Syrian. If I remember correctly, Jesus Christ came from Syrian. He's part Syrian. And I think he was saved by like the Orions or Palladians. I'm not really sure. Protected here on Earth before that shit show started. And the reason there's a ship on here is because our decodes have always had the ship and the pyramids. And so it begins. All about quantum realm and our history and knowledge. And nobody knows this, but when I first originally started this project, I was drawing stuff for nautical scenes. I had already started a ship and a captain's wheel. Captain's wheel was down here by this clock down there. And then I started finding things out about the quantum realm, XRP, all our history. And our decodes had a ship in it. And it was all about our time, clocks, being trapped in a loop, the timelines, alternate timeline, the point in the realm of existence. And right in the middle there, I've got the Earth. And it's colliding with the different realms, different worlds, all simultaneously existing at one point in time. One universal galactic realm. We are technically all realms ourselves, balls of energy. And that has to do with more up towards the top here. Alright, so you got the XRP token over here on the left. And it's got the 33 degrees by it, because the X is 33 degrees. 33 degrees has a lot of meaning in the universe. Don't get distracted by the Freemasons, all that stuff. People have to learn to see through that shit and make decisions on their own. Everything's almost like a mirror image. What we've been taught is wrong. What we haven't been taught is what we don't know. Everything's kind of reverse image, mirror image. And yes, there's bad mixed in with it. But if you choose to see the positive, your timeline will remain positive. And our ancestors have always been a part of it since the beginning. They never left. Then you got DLT for distributed ledger technology, which is also protected by the distributed ledger task force that Trump created in the Oval Office with our military, with our Space Force, which is ran by our Galactic Space Force. Then over on the right, you got the astrology symbols. And I had fun with it. I played around, put the XRP symbol in as the 13th missing astrology sign. And what I did is put, let's call it, it's a Clathrin coated vesicle, which is like a source of energy from our first existence of life, of this realm. It's also in the shape of a triskelion, the same shape as the logo. That's why we have so many references of pyramids, triangles, Tesla's 369, the flux capacitor from Back to the Future. You got the flare background, and flare is a big part of our knowledge into the space. Flare is a giant oracle that's already globally connected. And up there in the center, you got 0 point, which has to do with our negative and positive energies. Sometimes I feel like I'm stuck in the 0 point because I'm not going either direction. And I gotta keep focused on the positive and move forward. That's also called the hop vibration. But that gives you an in-depth sight of how our quantum realm is made and our source of energy, the ball of energy, and what we are as a realm. Otherwise, your timeline will stay stagnant and you don't move anywhere as a realm. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now. The whole piece is full of rabbit holes and information. So I'm not going to go over every name on the back of the board, but a couple of the names. Charlie Ward, so one of the first places I ever heard about XRP and knew a lot of secrets about the cabal. He's been in the tunnels of gold, he's been into the financial markets, and he knows Trump. Same thing with Tom the Numbers. He's a genius at gematria and the deep rabbit holes of things way beyond gematria. He also knows Trump. Let's see who else I'm thinking of up here. Oh, Mel Carmine, third person. He was one of the biggest advocates of spreading the word that XRP was the world's reserve currency. So thanks to him for massively spreading the news. Other people up there, you got Tarot by Janine. She's a very good tarot reader. That's a huge movement of tarot readers, psychics, channelers, especially the channelers. Not the gurus on YouTube that are just going off of a book and talking about being Zen. It's way beyond that. Megan Rose on there, she's a channeler. Sam the Illusionist, he's a channeler. Ishmael Perez, he's a channeler. But all these people have been right for a long time. Some of the business people up there, Crypto Erie, I call her like the Asian Connect because she's done multiple interviews with SBI, Bank of Japan, Yoshiki Kitao, if I'm even pronouncing that right. So all the big, huge financial industry over there, she's involved in. Marina Jacoby, she's another channeler, and that's an in-depth channeler. She'll tell you about the quantum realm and how to connect for sure. You got Bullzilla 123 up there. That's like the hidden gem finder. He's found more hidden gems for me than anybody in the entire industry. And never charged for group platforms or didn't make some fake account like BitBoy Crypto or nothing. They knew from a higher realm the right way to go about things. Mr. Pool up there, which is loop spelled backwards. That's also a dual account and dual decodes for that. Extra VOD down at the bottom. That's also awesome decode. Sent many decodes out to the community. Quincy Jones, which is actually a developer for Zenfin XDC. That's another platform. It's another currency. But what people don't know is they're all connected. They had everybody fooled thinking that they were all in competition with each other. But in the background, they were all connected. The system don't work without it all being connected. And Ripple and XRP are the plumbers to that connection. It's always been in our decodes that they're the plumbers. That's the plumbing system. And once they flip the switch for on-demand liquidity, which is ODL, which Ripple is the only company that has the patent to operate ODL, the entire crypto industry runs off of ODL. And Jason Q down at the bottom, he's like an encyclopedia of all things history, stacks and stacks of paperwork and documents and thousands of hours of research. That dude's insane. Lyman Barron, he's the developer Hedera Hashgraph HBAR. He was also one of the original ones to work for our government on the movie War Games. Remember the movie War Games, where the kids fight the computer and the computer takes over? He worked on the actual simulation of that. When he's a developer on the XRPL, he also made the Sum app wallets. Hugo Filion, he's the developer of Flare. So there's a few developers on there, a few business people, some third eye people, channelers. I believe all these people are the best in their field. That's why they're on the back of the board. And that's why I also got a special thank you to them. But yeah, I'm not going to go over the whole board, talk about all those people. I'll give you a chance to find them out for yourself. All right, here's the shop. Here's some of the kids' projects. My son made this architectural thing. Sign, some more epoxy stuff. Little thing I made for the kids. And the XRP sign, that's 5 gallons of epoxy and redwood cedar. I chose the cedar to represent the phoenix. And I burnt the edges, rise up from the ashes. Some of the cool spots that I burnt had this chemical reaction. They got some bubbles up there. It kind of fits the story perfect. So that's why it's called Ashes from the Phoenix, because a lot of cool shit happened when I was making it. It's about 40 pounds, maybe 50 pounds. I can hang it up myself, so it ain't too bad. It's 1.25 inches thick, and brackets, spacers back here. All you do is hang it up on the wall. There's also lights behind it, so it lights up at night. Comes with this little remote. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Here's some more stuff. That's what my kid made me. Of course, that's my grandparent. And this is called When Two Worlds Collide. So if you guys want to check out the page, Sologenic Designs 85. Go up here. Got some pictures of the family. This is Two Worlds Collide. And then the other one would be Ashes of the Phoenix. I'm also on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, obviously. I don't really use these ones much. Here's my Twitter page. I don't post anything on there, but it's got my link to Sologenic. And then here's my Facebook account, just mostly kids. And this is my YouTube channel. And here's my donation wallet if anybody just wants to donate. Be greatly appreciated. Thanks.